Without wasting your time, we are going to share top 5 best binding machine. The product links are in the description and in first comment. The number 5 on the list is HFS Hole Punch Binding Comb Machine. HFS Hole Punch Binding Comb Machine. I love this comb binding machine. It does feel a little flimsy and I don't really feel like it can handle more than pages at a time, but I've bound so many school books for my kids now and it's such a great tool to have. If you are looking for a comb binder on a budget, I highly recommend this. One thing to note, this comb binder is a hole punch. Standard paper only requires a hole punch. There is a way to adjust this, but I found that the adjustment feature didn't slide far enough over for me to only get holes. I easily remedied this by gluing a small piece of wood to the side of the plastic guide. Now I get perfect punches every time. Disclaimer: the price shown above includes all applicable taxes and fees. The information provided above is for reference purposes only. Products may go out of stock and delivery estimates may change at any time. DesertKurt does not validate any claims made in the product descriptions above. For additional information, please contact the manufacturer or DesertKurt customer service. While DesertKurt makes reasonable efforts to only show products available in your country, some items may be cancelled if they are prohibited for import in India. For more details, please visit our support. Yes, it is absolutely safe to buy hole punch binding comb machine with binding combs paper scrapbook from DesertKurt, which is a legitimate site operating in countries. DesertKurt has been delivering a wide range of products to customers and fulfilling their desires. You will find several positive reviews by customers on portals like Trustpilot. The website uses a system to safeguard all customers and protect financial details and transactions done online. The company uses the latest upgraded technologies and software systems to ensure a fair and safe shopping experience for all customers. Your details are highly secure and guarded by the company using encryption and other latest softwares and technologies. The number 4 on the list is Fellows Binding Machine. Fellows Binding Machine. The Star Plus manual binding machine was my first purchase of its kind. I went for the cheapest model because I wasn't sure how easy or practical it would be for everyday use. It just arrived and I am happy to report that I'm in love. I remember using one of these in a grade school class once. It seemed huge and hard to use at the time. The Star Plus is very compact and takes up minimal space on my crafting desk. The shipment arrived in a huge box but packed well enough that the box inside did not move around. Once I took the second brown box out of the brown Amazon, I was greeted with the actual white of the binding machine nestled between 2 packing egg cartons that kept it secure. There was not much inside, just the machine and 2 slips of paper warranty and a very useless starter guide. The Star Plus was surprisingly heavy for it's a good thing. It gives off that feeling of I'll last for years every time I touch or lift or pull on anything. The only thing I dislike is the high gloss finish on the white parts of the machine, but I'll get over it. I've also read reviews where this particular model does wear down over time. For others, I'm not sure how heavy they used it, but I'll wait and see. From what I can tell from handling mine, I think it should last long enough to pay for itself. The instructions that came in the box are pretty useless. I went on YouTube and watched a 5-minute video to figure out how to use the machine. My favorite part of the whole thing is how easy and fast it is for me to bind my own books. This is how simple it is to use. The number 3 on the list is MakeAC Comb Binding Machine. MakeAC Comb Binding Machine. I've had never used one of these things and it works just fine. Easy, comes with an extra stippled thumb screw for the handle. I recommend taping it to the bottom so you don't lose it. Screw on the handle, punch some holes into the provided cardboard to remove oil from manufacturing and you're good to go. Hole punch it cut through 1 sheet of poly back cover fine. It cut through 1 sheet of PVC cover just fine. I didn't even try it with multiple sheets of those. It says it can cut up to at a time. I did like to because it was easier to manage. The more sheets you use, the more chances of mistakes, misalignment, which means more printing. Binding can be frustrating, but I found that setting the binding ring to the far left is best. I made 5 booklets, use something like the styrofoam that came in the package to create a more level surface for the papers. Open the rings, set your back cover into the rings and lay it down on the foam. I tried inserting all pages and couldn't do it right away, so I started inserting pages at a time. It was difficult to maintain what I already had set. When I tried to add more, I got it eventually, but this way was most frustrating. I went back to inserting all the pages at once, and I found the technique that worked for me. Open the binder rings wide, put the pages at an angle to the binder rings and close the rings so they insert into the holes. Then lay the papers down and reopen the rings a bit and add the front cover. Setup easy, comes with an extra stippled thumb screw for the handle. I recommend taping it to the bottom so you don't lose it. Screw on the handle, punch some holes into the provided cardboard to remove oil from manufacturing, and you're good to go. The number 2 on the list is Tiance binding machine. Tiance binding machine. I am taking some online coding classes and wanted some simple custom notebook textbooks for my courses so that I could make the most out of the resources provided by the class. I wanted to be able to easily and quickly make the notebooks whenever I need them. That's why I purchased this rather than going to the printing store every time I need a new book. I have never used a contraption like this before. It is very straightforward and easy to use. I purchased this specific one because it has a full handle bar and I wanted something that was easy for me to push down on. It's great. It comes with everything I needed and is ready to use out of the box. All you need is a printer and some paper. It does not come with clear covers, but I personally don't need them. It comes with of the black spines, so I will be set for a while. I honestly think it is a good deal for the quality of the product and what I personally use it for. I play the guitar and many songbooks I've purchased do not this with groups of pages at a time used to bind directories took more time than I expected but did a nice job. For years I've been going to Staples to pay to have this exact type of comb binding done, usually for around, and the time it takes waiting for the staff to get around to me that could take anywhere from minutes to half an hours depending on how busy the store is. I was rather surprised to find that the binding machine wasn't that expensive. This is an amazing value. You get binding combs to start you off as well. Certainly this machine easily pays for itself. This works great, is very sturdy and reliable. Very pleased. The number 1 on the list is Fellows binding machine Star. Fellows binding machine Star. I am a teacher and a homeschooling mom to a year-old, and I couldn't wait to get this Fellows Star comb binding machine. I have used it many times since I received it and have been extremely happy with it. The instructions that come with the machine are very vague, but that is not an issue at all because it's very easy to use. I took it out of the box, placed it on my desk and looked at it for all of 60 seconds, and that was that. I have been binding books for my daughter since the moment I opened it and haven't had any problems at all. I use a paper and I can easily punch through pages or more at a time. I have to also say that I have rheumatoid arthritis and it's not easy for me to manipulate things with my hands, so if I can use it, anyone can. That one thing I do which might be helpful to you, I put my heavy stapler on top of the papers as I load them onto the plastic binder. It's not really necessary to do this, but it holds the papers down while I load the next stack on the binder. So simple. Also, this is not a huge machine. I can actually pick this up and move it around without any difficulty. It is compact enough to fit in my big desk drawer. This is such a great tool for home schoolers, teachers, and small offices. If you are thinking of purchasing one, don't wait. This will make your life so much easier, and comb-bound books take up a lot less space than 3-ring binders. I hope my review is helpful. I am a teacher and a homeschooling mom to a year-old, and I couldn't wait to get this fellow's Stark home binding machine. I have used it many times since I received it and have been extremely happy with it. The instructions that come with the machine are very vague, but that is not an issue at all because it's very easy to use. I took it out of the box, placed it on my desk, and looked at it for all of seconds, and that was that. I have been binding books for my daughter since the moment I opened it and haven't had any problems at all. I use it and I can easily punch through or more at a time. I have to also say that I have rheumatoid arthritis and it's not easy for me to manipulate things with my hands, so if I can use it, anyone can. The one thing I do, which might be helpful to you, I put my heavy stapler on top of the papers as I load them onto the plastic binder. It's not really necessary to do this, but it holds the papers down while I load the next stack on the binder. So simple. Also, this is not a huge machine. I can actually pick this up and move it around without any difficulty. It is compact enough to fit in my big desk drawer. This is such a great